Come on, get down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Turning Heel Podcast. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by my co-host, Mike. Mike, how are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great as well. Another week in the books. Coming at you a day later this week. Some personal things going on. But we are here to discuss things like the WWE Draft, which I know everybody's waiting for it, and you can relax. It's coming. I will go on my rant about how much I hate the brand split. But the draft is actually one of those things. I really think the event itself is really cool.
Right.
It's the concept and the enforcement afterwards, and the like when they had the wild card rules and all that other stuff. Like,
Which I think the wild card rule might come back in 2025.
yeah, and boy, tell me something's not working without telling me something's not working. But that is the wild card rule, in my opinion. Again, all our opinions, everybody entitled to your own. We're going to do a little mock draft. We're going to try to follow the rules that WWE has done over the last couple of years.
Okay.
So I figure this show will be the first night of the draft. We can do 3 rounds or something.
Okay.
And each round will be 3 picks.
Okay.
You can pick teams. You can pick individuals from teams.
Okay.
And it's up to you. You can be SmackDown tonight if you want, or I can be SmackDown. Whoever at SmackDown goes first tonight, and then the Raw person will go first next week.
Okay.
To follow the rules that the WWE Draft does.
Okay. All right.
I should think that's the rule. I don't know.
All right. So I guess I think you could be SmackDown. I'll be Raw.
Okay. All right. So we'll start off with the draft, then we'll preview some Dynasty after we do round 1.
Okay.
I don't know if you have any way of keeping track of who's picking who and how many rounds we go here, but
I have a pen, but let's see if I have some paper nearby.
Sorry, this sounds like something I probably should have gone over with you via text. It sounds like you haven't
should have. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if I have any papers laying by. Because usually I have like a tablet on.
Right. I think I do not have anything laying around in here.
Hold on 1 second. I got a piece of paper that I don't need.
Yeah. My wife keeps the place rather spotless, and usually that works out awesome for me. But this time not so much, since I don't have my paper and pens laying around.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I really don't need this. All right. So you're going with SmackDown?
Yep.
Which
means I guess I'll have the first pick of the draft.
Predictions are coming up for Dynasty in a couple minutes. Right now, we're doing our own mock draft for next week.
Can I do it?
Well, I guess if you want, you and Mike can participate as you guys will be the Raw team. You guys can choose who you want to take.
Okay. All right. So, Eric, you are SmackDown and you go first.
Well, look, in these drafts, I always think the most important thing to do is have strength in numbers.
Okay.
And have champions on your roster. And so to me, this makes total sense that I'm going to go Judgment Day with the first pick for SmackDown.
Okay.
For Raw,
mm-hmm.
I think in DIY I would go to SmackDown.
Well, no, remember, this is our own draft we're doing. So
Wait,
if he took...
Yeah, this is our own draft.
We're just doing this for fun.
Wait, DIY was already going to SmackDown anyway?
Oh, no, we don't know yet. We'll take Cody with the first pick.
Okay. So you guys take Cody.
Yes.
Right. If you hadn't taken Cody there, I was going to take him with my second pick of the first round. But instead, I think I'll go again. I like to do my factions here early on in drafts because that's how I feel like you get more bang for your buck. So I already took the men's faction. I will go with the nice women's faction, and I'll go damage control.
Okay. All right.
Sami Zayn for Raw.
Okay. I guess we're going Sami Zayn next.
Okay, that works. Well, God, I guess I didn't really want to do this, but I want to counter the point of you guys having the Intercontinental Champion. So I will go United States Champion Logan Paul.
Okay. All right. Well, we need a women's champion, so we will take Bailey.
All right, and that concludes our first round.
There you go.
Oh, I want to tag DIY.
Well,
you'll have the opportunity in the second round.
Right.
We'll have the second round in a couple minutes. We'll maybe we'll preview Dynasty. Or do you want to talk? I think we'll break it up into segments. We'll do, we started with the first round of the draft. Either we can do Dynasty next, or we can talk about the childlike behavior of AEW. I feel like that will take up more of the conversation.
It probably will. So
yeah. So why don't we preview Dynasty?
Okay.
Why? What did AEW do now?
We'll get into it. All right. So I guess we'll start with the title match for Dynasty, the world title match between Joe and Swerve Strickland. Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland.
It's funny. I don't really understand the rise and the turn of Swerve Strickland to a babyface.
Right.
Because he hasn't done anything to really set himself as a babyface, but yet the fans just all of a sudden it was like I woke up one day and it's like, hey, the fans love Swerve.
Right. Which they do.
I really love Swerve to win, but it makes sense to win.
Yeah, and I always like to go with what I think makes the most sense. And, Samoa Joe pointed out in his interview on Dynamite this past week how every championship Swerve has gone for, he's lost.
Right.
Every single one. And, I guess I'll just go with the trend to continue. I'll go Samoa Joe.
All right.
How about you?
You know what? I'm going to go with Swerve.
Okay.
I think they said that purposely.
What?
Sure.
That he lost every title match he's been in.
Oh, yeah.
Although he did win the tag titles. So
right.
I guess it was just the singles titles.
I guess it's just the singles.
Yeah.
I got nothing to lose. I'm going with Swerve.
You're going with Swerve? Okay.
All right. So my chance to pick up a point on both of you guys. Come on, Joe.
Well, no, that's 3 points if it's the main event.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it could be a 3-point match.
That could be huge.
Or this could be the other 3-point match. Ospreay and Bryan Danielson might be the main event.
Yeah, it certainly could be. Man, that's another one. I feel like AEW. This is a spot where everybody mark the time and place where you are. I'm going to say something positive about AEW. They've done a good job of setting it up to where I can't really tell who I think is supposed to win this match.
Right.
I mean, Bryan Danielson talked about how this is his last year and he wants to go out with a bang. He wants to have all these great matches. So, okay, that would make me think maybe Bryan Danielson should win. But, Will Ospreay, the Golden Goose, as he's called. You can't call a guy a Golden Goose and have him come in and lose his first high-profile match, right?
Right. And, I mean, he and Takeshi did have that match at Revolution.
Sure.
Right.
But to me, like, the match with Danielson, this is as high-profile as it gets.
Right.
Like you said, it could main event the show. And I think it'd be well justified to main event the show.
Right.
I'd have Danielson to see him.
I'm going to go Ospreay.
Okay. And Sean has been saying Danielson, so we know where he's going. And
Okay.
you know what? I think I'm going to go Ospreay as well. Something tells me that he's gonna pull it out. They're gonna again. He's new to the company, technically speaking. I think they're building up him to maybe win the title in London.
That would make a ton of sense. I would actually really enjoy and hey, look, if it were like Ospreay and Samoa Joe or Ospreay and Swerve in London, I think either one of those choices would be fantastic in London.
Right. I think so. Now we have the women's title match between Timeless Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, who technically never lost the AEW Women's Championship.
Right.
And again, everybody, I'm going to say this again. I love something that AEW has done in the past, and that's have their interim champions when another champion is out injured instead of stripping them of the championship.
Right.
Now, it looked like they weren't going to be able to bring back Thunder Rosa, so that's why they had to actually strip her of the championship.
Right.
I'm going to go Timeless Tony Storm.
Okay.
And she's just been on such a roll.
Yeah.
We can't really screw this up, right?
That's how I feel. I think Tony's going to win.
I think Tony's going to win, but something inside me tells me Rosa's going to win. So I think Thunder Rosa.
All right, you're going Thunder? Okay.
She deserves.
Yeah, I think the way that they're going to do that is that Tony Storm's not going to lose the title until like Mariah May.
Right.
Challenger.
I think so.
Just Mariah May.
The girl that's with Tony Storm. All right, next up, the tournament final, ladder match, Young Bucks and FTR.
The titles?
Like, this is set up for the Young Bucks, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's their style of match. Like, FTR is ground and pound and just classic tag team wrestling. This really isn't their bag. So I'm going to go Young Bucks. And I don't think FTR will make an excuse, but I think this is going to be one of those things where if FTR were to, like, say, take a little bit of a break for like a month or two, like that could be a point that they bring up when they come back. Oh, yeah, they like to talk, like the Young Bucks are talking about how they're the greatest tag team. You had to beat us in your style match. It couldn't just be in a traditional wrestling match, which is what we wrestled the entire tournament. Like, it gives them that built-in, like, I don't want to say excuse, but like leverage for a comeback and then a rematch, say probably it all in.
Probably.
So, yeah, I'll go Young Bucks.
All right, Sean, here are you going?
This is kind of set up for FTR to win, but I think Young Bucks.
Okay. All right. Sean picked the Young Bucks.
Well, we all know who you're picking.
You know, that goes without saying. I'll take. I will say it though, just to make it official. I will take FTR.
Okay.
Yes, due to A, they're my favorite tag team, and B, my hatred of the Young Bucks, which has grown.
Yeah, and look, I mean, now is your hatred of the Young Bucks based on their characters or just like their actual, like the way that they do business?
The way they do business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you too.
Yeah. Now we got Pac against Okada for the Continental Championship.
Okada.
Yeah, this got to be Okada. This is setting up for, I think, another way for them to showcase Kazuchika Okada.
I think so too.
If it's not Okada, like,
all right.
how?
So we're all taking Okada on that.
Yeah.
Nobody's picking up a point in the Okada match.
No, that's for certain. Next one, Julia Hart against Willow Nightingale for the TBS Championship.
I'll tell you what, man. Julia Hart is fantastic, but part of me just I want it to be Willow Nightingale, and I don't want to have not taken her and then gotten what I wanted. So I'm going to go with Willow Nightingale.
I'm going to go with Willow too. I think it's her time.
Yeah.
She's been a tag team partner with Chris Statlander, but I think Willow's gonna do it.
Okay, you think Willow?
Okay.
All righty. Next up, the international match between Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly.
I think this is where Kyle O'Reilly kind of sees their true colors, and Strong ends up beats him in like a real underhanded tactic.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
And this sets up Kyle O'Reilly feuding with the entire Undisputed Kingdom.
Whatever they're called, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Strong's gonna win, but Kyle O'Reilly, top 10 all-time favorite wrestlers. I have to go with him.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it will be interesting, but I think this is to build the feud up even more.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Hook against Chris Jericho for the FTW title. I think this is to put Hook over.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way. That's what everything seems to be pushing towards.
Yeah.
Hook,
yeah, I'll go Hook. Yeah.
Hook did get beaten by Joe.
Right.
And how long has Chris Jericho been wrestling? This is a tough.
It's been a minute.
It's either Chris Jericho and Hook. Hook, this is his time to shine, right?
Right.
Chris had his time a while.
Right.
So we're making it unanimous?
I love them both really good. Probably another top 10 all-time favorites. I really want to say Hook, but Chris.
All right, you're going Jericho.
Okay.
And then we have a trios match on the pay-per-view between the random team of Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe against the House of Black.
Yeah, House of Black, yeah.
It isn't going to be the House of Black. Copeland, Eddie, Burke.
Okay.
Only one.
Sure, I'll go with Copeland, Eddie, and
Mark
and Briscoe. Yeah.
Okay.
Although if it's not that, if it were to be House of Black, I could see like Malachi or even Brody King pinning with Briscoe to set up maybe a Ring of Honor championship match.
Right. That to me, I feel like House of Black has to win this.
Yeah.
Because it's just like it's three random singles against a legitimate 6-man team.
Sure.
And I feel like if they don't have the House of Black win, what's that say about their confidence in them?
Yeah. No, you bring a good point.
Right.
Yeah, and whether it be Copeland or Briscoe that takes the pin, and I would believe it got to be one of those two. It could set up for a future championship match. So yeah, I think it could be on to something there.
Yeah, and then
since when's it JYP?
And then they have the pre-show match. If you want to predict that or not.
Sure.
Okay, so that's the winner-take-all 6-man title match between the Acclaimed against the Bullet Club Gold. Father against sons.
And I know I might catch some heat for saying this. I'm kind of over this whole Acclaimed and daddy ass thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's been, a year or so of them doing this. Like, you've beaten that dead horse into the ground. I got to go Bullet Club Gold.
I think I'm going Bullet Club Gold, too. I think
Billy
it's
Gunn.
Billy Gunn. Okay, so you're going to Acclaim. I think the Acclaim, it's just getting stale.
Yes.
I also think that I think it's just one of those things like they haven't done anything with the AEW trios titles.
No, they
Last time
just kind of
played-
exist. Yeah.
So
Yeah, what if they built a story around it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they beat the House of Black for them. The House of Black was on so much and really got those titles going well. And then it's just like, yeah, we don't care about them that much. So,
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to focus on those titles when you've got a billion championships.
I mean, if you look at this pay-per-view card, you've got 1, 2, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 10 matches are title matches.
Ugh.
So that really,
And at least one of the other ones has champions in it.
right? Yeah. And then the only non-title singles match on the whole card is Ospreay against Danielson.
And that might close the damn show.
Right. And then we got in that trios, yeah, you got the Ring of Honor World Champion and you got the TNT Champion in that match.
Right.
Too many titles.
Yeah.
Because what are they up to?
Oh God.
The AEW World Title, the International Title, the Continental Title, the TNT Title. So you got 4 for the men's singles plus the tag and 6-man. Then for women, you have the World Title, the TBS Title. So right there's
that's 8.
That's 8. And then if you include Ring of Honor, you have the Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor TV, the tag team, the 6-man, the women's world title, and the women's television title.
14 championships.
14.
Yeah.
14. I think they could safely get rid of half of them.
Oh, yeah. Easily. Like, if they just consolidate the ROH 6-man and the trios the trios championship and just make it one championship and they defend it, wherever.
All right.
And like, I think that could be an easy way to kill that off.
Right.
The FTW title, can we stop even pretending that's
I forgot that 15 FTW title.
Yeah. Can we stop even encouraging that? Like you can't even say what the title's real full name is.
No.
What is it for? What's its full name?
That's up to you, bud. Sorry, I opened up that can of worms.
The T stands for the, and the W stands for world.
Use your imagination what the F stands for. Yes. That look on your face tells me you got it. Okay, so round 2.
Okay, round 2.
Nice smooth transition there.
Or are
we
talking about the childish behavior of the closed circuit?
Well, I figured we'd do round 2 and then we'll do the round circuit and we'll close with round 3.
Okay.
All
right. So round 2. All right.
All right. I'm on the board for round 2 now.
Right.
So I guess I'll go with the WWE Tag Team Champions, A-Town Down Under.
A-Town Down Under. Okay.
DIY.
All right. He really wants DIY.
Okay.
I think
that's coming off the board this round either way. So
right. I think that's his favorite tag team.
In WWE, it's my second. current day WWE second
Okay.
versus the Awesome Truth.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess I'll go. You know what? I want some main event star power to compete for that world title, and I want the guy who's been obsessed with that world title. I'll go Drew McIntyre.
All right.
I think by the time we get to the draft,
Yeah.
the Usos are going to be together as a tag team.
That's next week.
It's next week. I don't think they're going to be back yet.
Yeah.
Now, who do you want? Do you want to take the Awesome Truth so we get the other tag team champions?
I'll take Jay Uso.
Okay, we're going Jey
And
Uso.
then next one we'll go with the tag team champs.
Okay.
That's if I don't take him now, but I
Right.
won't. I won't be like that with you.
Wait, I thought they were Raw because they have the Raw titles.
Well, remember they
You
switched
don't have to be.
the tag titles on Raw. Remember the new belts?
Both of them?
Yeah, I'm guaranteeing Friday night
Yes.
the SmackDown tag titles will be rebranded to WWE Tag Team Championships.
Yeah.
I think that's coming tomorrow night.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
With my next pick, I'll go with kind of an eye to the future, a guy who I think is going to be a main event superstar for the next 10 years, Braun Breaker.
Very nice.
Now, do I want to go with Braun Strowman or do I want to go with Jimmy Uso?
Well, we're taking the Awesome Truth to get a tag team, the
Okay.
tag titles, since we drafted DIY first. So we'll take the Awesome Truth. All right.
Okay, so
Here
that
we
was three picks for the second round, right?
Yes. So we have our.
Next one, I'm going Braun Strowman.
Yeah, let's recap rounds 1 and 2.
Okay. So on SmackDown, do you want me just to read the. We'll just do Judgment Day,
Mhm.
Damage Control. We have the U.S. champion Logan Paul. We have the soon-to-be WWE Tag Team Champions, A-Town Down Under, Drew McIntyre and Braun Breaker. And over on Raw, we have the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, the WWE Women's Champion Bayley, DIY Main Event Jey Uso, and the World Tag Team Champions of Awesome Truth.
After this, can we go with Braun Strowman and Jimmy Uso? Because I guarantee they're going to make Jimmy Uso on there to get with his brother.
Well, I have the next pick for our team that I.
Okay.
What is it?
I'm not going to say.
You'll find out with me here in a minute. So
Right.
Let's talk about the childish behaviors, the closed circuit TV that was. I gotta ask, what was the fucking point of putting that on TV?
To get back at CM Punk. Only
What do
one
you-
person wanted to make that video air.
Tony
From
Khan?
what I read, and that was Tony Khan. He was the one person who said we should air the footage
What footage?
of CM Punk and Jack Perry getting in a fight in August. All that footage did to me is just reiterate what Punk said during the interview of that AEW is run by children.
Yeah.
And when you air your dirty laundry in a public setting like that, it's not really showing good to lifelong fans, I think. I think it was a way to try to spike the ratings, but that backfired because no one tuned in. And
it's just, I mean, and it's funny, you can so clearly see, like, there was a picture released of Tony Schiavone's face after I want to say it was the finger poke of doom, or in one of the more awful experiences on WCW. The look on his face, And then the look on his face after they cut back to him after the backstage incident with Punk and Jack Perry.
Yeah.
And it was basically the same thing. It was like, boy, I'm in WCW 2.0.
Yeah.
And that's what this all comes across to me as. It's WCW 2.0. Like, what did that, like, I'm wondering who saw that and said, this is going to accomplish a mission of making CM Punk look bad and the WWE look like, did Tony Khan think that like Triple H was going to see that footage and say, oh, I guess we better fire CM Punk? Like,
I don't know. Like, I think it was to get back at Punk, but
I don't see how, though, that he accomplished that.
Neither do I. I mean, it was a fight on closed circuit TV you aired. Like, seriously, there's no audio. We didn't hear the words.
For all we know, Jack Perry said something about CM Punk's mama, and that's what made CM Punk grab him.
Right. We don't know what was said. And it's just like you aired black and white closed circuit TV footage for the whole world to see something, and then it's like everyone has said
it was exactly the way that Punk had described it.
Right.
And to set the scene for everybody, like what had happened was Jack Perry in a pre-show match decided he had to use real glass and bust open himself, and it was facing Hook, right?
Right. It was for the FTW title, that match.
Yeah, and like for a unrecognized championship on a pre-show match on the biggest show of the year, and Punk had to look at him and be like, dude, you don't need to do that on this stage. Like,
right.
You needed to go out there, like, stare out into the crowd and like give your ooh and ah how awesome it was that we had such a large fan base there. Right. Have a nice little match. Tease the fans about how great this show is and how great our product is, and then get the hell out of there.
Right.
Which I'm sure is the message that Punk was trying to convey to him.
Right.
And to me, I feel like I'm pretty good at reading lips. I couldn't really read his lips there. They didn't get close enough.
Right.
But I could surmise that it kind of seemed like, based on the expression on Perry's face, was "Go love your mother," was his response.
Right. Yeah.
And that's probably what got Punk pissed off and decided to go after him.
Right. And I think by that point, because of everything that happened the year before with the Elite, I think Punk was just looking to get out.
Sure.
And why not get into a fight and see if it gets you ejected? Which it did.
Yep. Well, and the main problem, Tony Khan as the head of this company, any promoter, you've got to be able to manage egos.
Right.
And Vince McMahon was great. Like, knock Vince McMahon as much as you want for his product over the last 10 years. And believe me, if you hang around this show long enough, and I'm so glad we have a large audience here, a lot of people watching, I appreciate every single one of you. And please feel free to leave your comments about our draft picks, about anything, honestly, anything you'd like about the show, about the product itself. But man, like, I don't understand what Tony Khan was trying to accomplish, and I don't understand how, like, Vince McMahon was, for all his faults, he managed egos very well.
Yes.
He managed a ton of egos and always did what was right for the company and best for business.
Correct.
Which was his motto. And I mean, they used it as a fun punchline for when the heels wanted to do heel things, but really it was a motto they lived by. doing what's best for business.
It really was.
And that meant giving another opportunity to guys like the Ultimate Warrior, who they didn't want to. Jeff Jarrett, who they probably didn't want to after the way he left his first run.
Right.
And then he left on a second run too. But
Right.
So that they didn't really want to do it, but they did it because they thought it was best for business.
Exactly. And now you got
this. What has Tony Khan done that's best for business?
I don't know.
Can we get to the drafts now?
I really don't know what Tony Khan has done recently that's best for business. And this is another thing. They're always putting over the same people.
Right.
Everyone says, WWE puts over the same people. Well, since WrestleMania 40, we only have one champion now that was champion going into WrestleMania that still has the title, and that's Logan Paul, since Rhea Ripley had the vacator title.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we had the world title change hands twice in a couple minutes.
Right. We had the WWE title change hands. Longest Intercontinental title reign gone.
Which, by the way, how funny is that his Intercontinental, it stands for at least the next couple of years, the longest Intercontinental title reign, 666 days.
I don't know if they even paid attention to that, because they could have easily swapped the two mid-card title days.
Yeah.
67, but I don't think anyone was really paying attention to it.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah, I think so too.
In fact, now I'm definitely happy that it was 666 days, because now it makes Gunther look like an even more devilish heel.
Exactly.
But I'm curious now what they do with Gunther going forward. We haven't called his name yet in the draft.
No.
I got a
Imagine it. Yeah.
After the Drew Punk feud, months, years maybe after. Wait, who are we talking about?
Gunther
and Punk.
Gunther and Punk. It could happen.
Yeah, look, I'd love that. Yeah, I would be definitely all in for a Gunther CM Punk rivalry.
Oh, those could be the final two of the Rumble.
Right. That could happen.
Hey, I'd be on board for that too. All right, do we want to get back to the draft?
Sure.
Okay, so we're round 3. This will be our last round that we're going to do here tonight, because we'll do 3 more rounds next week with Raw kicking off each round.
All right.
Yeah.
So next week we get the first picks of the rounds.
Okay.
Okay.
Eric.
Yes.
All right. Who are you picking
in
the third round?
Don't tell me it's not sure.
Well, we just talked about him. I love my Gunther. So, the Ring General, Gunther.
Now, are you just taking Gunther, or are you taking Imperium?
Oh, you know what? No, I'll take him. Yeah, I'm going to take Imperium, the whole group.
Okay.
Thank you for correcting. Yeah.
It would be a way to split it up, though.
Now, you know who I'm taking?
You're right.
Punk or Brock Lesnar.
We're going with the new bloodline.
The new bloodline. Okay.
Solo, Tamatanga, Paul Heyman. Now, does that get you Roman? Because he hasn't left yet, technically.
Yeah, I would suppose it would.
So I guess that would get us Roman. So.
Okay, yeah. So I guess Raw gets Roman in that exchange too. That's a big gap.
Right.
Okay. I will go with someone else we were just talking about. I don't have enough baby faces on my roster. It seems to be a very heel-heavy territory that I'm developing here on SmackDown.
Shockingly.
So
very shocking.
I know. That's very shocking for me. But I'm going to go CM Punk.
Okay.
Come on.
So obviously, when he returns from his injury.
I was gonna pick him.
Do we go with the last Samoan? You want Jimmy Uso? Because we have Jay and we have the Bloodline.
What happens if Brock Lesnar comes back?
I don't know, but do you?
He's not coming back.
He's not coming back. You want to pick Jimmy?
Yeah.
All right, we'll take Jimmy.
How many of ours is left?
We're gonna get one more tonight, and then I guess I have to hold on to the sheet for next week, so we refresh. And
Yeah.
then we go.
Yeah, so we can refresh everybody on who's been taken.
Yes.
And so the last pick of the first night of our draft, I guess I'll go. Well, my last pick of the first night. I'm going to go Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
So when Charlotte gets back, which I imagine will be soon, Charlotte Flair will be a member of the Blue Brand.
Okay.
Braun Strowman.
I don't know if when he's coming back.
Why? He's already out?
He's been out for a while.
He's been out for a while.
Huh?
Yeah, he's been out for a while.
I just forgot about the two people who are doing good, Ricochet and Andrade. I'll take the whole LWO. Rey Mysterio, Carlito, Andrade, everyone.
Okay.
Dragon. All right, so we'll take the LWO. All right.
Hey, very good.
And next
Good
week,
night one.
I'm picking Ricochet.
Okay, so here's what we have through 3 rounds.
Yeah.
We have on SmackDown, the Judgment Day Damage Control, Logan Paul, A-Town Down Under, Drew McIntyre, Braun Breaker, Imperium, CM Punk, Charlotte Flair. And on Raw, we have Cody, Sami Zayn, Bayley, DIY, Jey Uso, Awesome Truth, the Bloodline of Roman, Solo, Tama Tonga, Paul Heyman, Jimmy Uso, and now the LWO.
Every single person
Right.
of the LWO.
Yep.
And next week, I really want to get Ricochet
Okay.
since I forgot.
Okay.
There's a couple of guys I already have my eye on for the first round of night 2.
Well, should we do
But,
4 rounds?
Do you want to do 4 rounds tonight and then 4 rounds next week? We can do 4 rounds.
Yeah,
All
why don't
right,
we
yeah, we're only at 45 minutes in. We're good. I thought this was going to carry us a lot longer. So,
Yeah.
All right. So for the first pick of the 4th round, I need to get me some baby faces. So I'm going to go Kevin Owens.
Okay.
I'm going to go Ricochet.
Okay. You really want Ricochet. Okay. All right. Now
All right. I guess I will go Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. Okay. All right. We need some women, so I'm going to go Liv Morgan.
Ooh.
Oh, you bastard. That was going to be my pick.
I'm shocked she stayed this long.
I know.
Been waiting for you to take her, and I'm just like, you know what?
Oh, son of a. Oh, we're going to have to talk trade. Damn it. That was literally going to be my last pick of the night.
Right.
Damn it. All right. So now I got to think about who else I could take here. Well, man, this was going to be Liv Morgan here. I'll go Tiffany Stratton.
Okay. All righty. And we need more women. So, do you, oh, you know what? Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae.
Okay. That's a good pick.
Why not the team they're feuding with?
Well, maybe we'll get them next week, but
No, why not?
well, Indy and Candice makes more sense because remember, Candice's husband, so Johnny Gargano is her husband.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes sense to have them, so this way we can also work that into the booking as well.
Yeah, but then we could put them on next time.
Okay. All right. So we got 4 rounds done of our fantasy WWE draft.
Yeah.
This would be a great one for Raw.
It would be.
If we had CM Punk with it too.
Well, we really CM Punk went a lot lower than I thought.
Yeah.
I think because we focused on
The
getting
injury. Yeah.
the injury, and I think because we were focusing on champions.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, the first round was all champions.
Right.
Because since you took Damage Control, they also the women's tag titles.
Exactly.
Right. So, yeah, the first actually 7 picks were champions. Because in the second,
and I would expect that it'll go something like that.
right. Because I know they always split it up too, like.
Yeah, and they never really tell you who's eligible one night and who's eligible the other. That's why I just figured we're just going 8. Well, my idea was 6 rounds, but now 8 rounds. Just everybody's eligible, and you take them whenever you take them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hey, Rick, you said you wanted to talk trades.
Uh-oh.
What kind of trades?
No, we'll figure it out. I mean, none of this is really going to matter, but like
the hand is going.
Oh
I
boy.
mean, Punk. With the bloodline, maybe for Punk.
No. See, this is where we have Cody.
You have a coveted piece that I really want, and
right. Eric really wants to, but look at it this way.
Yeah.
If you have Cody, the bloodline, on the show, when The Rock comes back, where's The Rock going?
He's going to Raw. Yeah.
He's going to Raw. See?
Yeah, no, you put together a better show in that sense. Yeah.
Right. We have all the workings. And then did you see the graphic of what some people are saying what War Games might be this year?
Oh yeah, Bloodline 2.0 versus the original Bloodline.
Right. That would be interesting.
The idea of Roman joining with his cousins, Jimmy and Jay, again.
Right.
And then, I don't know, would you do 4-on-4? And you know who that 4th guy could be?
You got to do 4-on-4.
It's got to be 4-on-4. And that 4th guy's got to be the honorary Oos.
Got to be the honorary Oos, then.
Dude, could you imagine this? Okay, so Jimmy and Jay, we each agree are probably making up pretty soon. Yeah. Jay's already pretty cool with Sammy. Like, those guys are tighter than tight. You could have a great time. Like, it could be a great moment of Jimmy, making amends with Sammy and those two, being okay again once Jimmy and Jay reunify.
Right.
And then imagine the emotional moment of Roman coming up to him and just all the two of them just staring at each other like in a backstage segment, and just Roman just going like, dude, I'm sorry.
Right.
And maybe even have like Roman acknowledge Sammy.
Right. That might be pretty good.
Oh, I think that would be magic.
I think that's something we're going to be
I think we're making magic here.
I believe so, too.
And I would assume, what's his name? The other Fatu brother.
Jake.
Yeah, Jacob. I imagine he would be on the team of the Bloodline 2.0.
Correct. Yeah, that was the fourth person in the graphic. It was The Rock, Solo, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu, who has signed, and it's confirmed he signed, so he's coming. So if it's those 4 again,
it's getting juicy.
He is cousins to them.
Yeah,
he's cousins to
so I guess Rikishi's brother.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it's going to get juicy between I think, with the Bloodline Civil War.
Yes.
And that's got to set up and I don't even want this matchup to really happen a lot during the War Games match, but we need a moment where, like, Roman comes down and is cleaning house, The Rock's in there, and they just look at each other.
Right.
And the electricity that would happen as the two of them start to walk towards each other. And then, of course, they would each get jumped by members of the other team.
Exactly. That would
keep those two apart because they don't touch until WrestleMania.
Right.
And that's why I think it's perfect. The idea, like Roman and The Rock, they don't need a championship. They don't need to be champion in order for that match to be WrestleMania Night 2 main event.
No, they don't. And that's the thing where I think what they did this year, changing up, having Cody win the title is perfect. It's what everyone wanted. Cody can wrestle whomever at next year's WrestleMania. That could be main event of night 1 if they want. And then you can have Roman and The Rock.
Yeah. So you could have Cody and CM Punk in the main event of night 1, and I think that would be fantastic. There doesn't need to be another story told there for that. Like, CM Punk wins the Rumble. CM Punk's challenging Cody Rhodes for the championship after Cody has been a dominant champion for a year.
Right.
And Cody, CM Punk, and we're off to the races in what I assume will be Minneapolis. Of course, I did see a Facebook group that has Vegas as the spot.
We're going to have to wait and see.
I don't think Punk's going to take the title at WrestleMania, but I think Punk's going to take it from Rhodes at one point, and then once Punk loses it, he's going to lose it to LA Knight.
Okay.
LA Knight. We all know who the next Intercontinental Champion is, though.
Chad Gable.
Sheamus.
We don't
He's
know.
never won the Intercontinental title.
We
the only belt he hasn't worn.
Draft.
Well, there's a lot of big names that haven't been.
There's a ton of big names that we still have left to come off the board.
AJ Styles, LA Knight haven't been touched.
Oh, yeah.
Sheamus hasn't been touched.
Yeah. The Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, that group hasn't been touched.
The Pride, yes.
Yeah, the Pride, the Final Testament.
Right.
It's going to get interesting as next week when we have our draft, and we will have to discuss our trade possibilities later on during the week. Maybe we can announce a trade next week. But as of now, man, I'm really salty I didn't get to take Liv Morgan with the last pick of this. I knew like I wasn't going to take Liv Morgan first overall. As much as I'm a big Liv Morgan fan, that would just be silly.
Right. Maybe we'll do a deal for a couple of draft picks next week.
What do you mean?
We get a couple extra draft picks for Liv Morgan.
We can exchange texts. We can talk about it.
Right.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in and checking us out. Please hit the like and subscribe. Check out, all our other friends on the Philly Sports Alliance. I'll pay some bills here. I'll set up this La Terrain. Watch it. Use the PSA code for discounts. And make sure you're following us on all social medias. And is there anything else I have on here? Oh, yeah, Philly Sports Trips. Oh, that was for the DC Commanders game from 2 years ago. So maybe you can't do that one, but you can still use Philly Sports Trips for all your sports traveling needs. They had a big tailgate set up for WrestleMania, and I'm sure it was really cool. Question: did you do any tailgating at all for WrestleMania? Did you guys get with anybody, or was it just get
Saturday?
down there?
I got with some of my college buddies.
Yeah,
and then Sunday,
we tried to get was
Some of our friends were in by the time we got down there, so
Yeah.
no real tail. Saturday, I was with a couple college friends. The guys who I sat with, they went into Xfinity Live. When I was driving down, I said, "Hey, I'm going to pick you up at your hotel." Oh, we walked to Xfinity Live. So they saw Ric Flair acting like a shenanigan.
Yeah. Sounds like Rick.
Flair was being Flair at Xfinity Live, put it that way, from what I've heard.
Flair's gonna do Flair things. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you next week for more of the draft. And until then, Mike, anything to add?
No, would you guys like a spoiler for our first pick for next week?
Sure.
Seth Rollins hasn't been taken.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
I want Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Sheamus, AJ Styles.
Well, just wait till next week. We'll
We'll
probably get
see.
it. Yep.
All right, guys. Have a great night and happy wrestling, everybody.
Bye.